Hey church, how's it going? My name is Bernard and I'm the tech director on staff at Calvary, Monterey. And today I thought I'd shoot a little video for you guys kind of explaining how we use the new Church Center app from Planning Center. Our church uses many of Planning Center's services such as Groups for Life groups, their online giving platform, as well as their system for event registrations. And recently we made an announcement that we were going to start using their Church Center app, and I wanted to just take the time to explain how you guys would download that, get it set up for our church, and interact with it. So as you can see here, you can find the Church Center app on the Apple or Google app stores. And all you have to do, it's just Church Center app right there from Planning Center. So you just install that guy, and then after it's done installing, and we will open it up. Now the Church Center app is what's called a container app, meaning all the churches that use Planning Center download the same app from the App Store, but then once you launch it, you can actually configure it for your church. So we're going to do get started. So you can do use my location or search manually. I'll use my location, and you can see here there's Pastor Matt Gersandi's church right there, but then we've got Calvary Monterey down here on the third row. So I'll just tap that guy, and it just asks you to confirm if it's your church, and we'll say yes. And so here is where you will log into your Planning Center account. This is the login that you use for when you sign up for an event, or you check in your kids for youth ministry, or you give online. Planning Center makes it really easy, so all you do is put in your cell phone number, and then they will text you a code, and you will copy that code and paste it in, and this is just to confirm you are who you are. Now I have my two daughters on my account with the same phone number, so some of you might have that same situation if you've got your family members on there. And so I am just going to select myself, and now this is just asking if I want to use the fingerprint reader on my device to authenticate. So that's if I open it up again, I can just use my fingerprint reader to log in. So I'll do that. It'll ask me to put my finger on it, and then once it does that, you're good to go. So now you can see the home page for our church, and here we've got a little welcome banner and then a little blurb from Pastor Nate that he wrote, kind of explaining what our heart what the heart of our church is. And then on this front page, we've got a few buttons here that are buttons that we decided are common items or information people would need. So new here takes you to our new here page on our website. So if someone is their first time at our church, or is trying to just kind of know what happens on a Sunday or on campus, they could go to this new here page. Our on-site service button takes you to our web page with our on-site service details that we use every Sunday for our outside service. So you can see here we've got the guidelines, we've got the worship lyrics, then we've got the teaching as well as the announcements. View live stream is where you can click and you can actually watch the live stream on Sundays or Tuesdays. Listen to teachings is a big one. That takes you to our teachings page on calvary.com, where you can grab and you can watch the YouTube videos or listen to the audio. Also, if you don't want to do that, you can always go to your podcast app, whether it's on Apple or a podcast app on Android, and you can find all of Calvary Monterey's teachings there as well. Weekly Ministries takes you to our ministries page that's got all the information about kids and youth and young adults, women, regeneration, and our creative ministry. Here's where you could also find the link to sign up for Calvary Kids on Sundays. So the Talk to a Pastor button is a link to a form for those of you who just have questions or want to seek some counseling from one of our pastors on staff. I would really encourage anyone who is having a hard time or you've got questions to please use that form to get information. And then lastly, we have our Calvary Connection button that just takes you to the sign up form. It's very simple. You just put in your email address and then you will be signed up to join our Calvary Connection. So now I'm going to go through the 3 different areas that you can actually interact with on the Calvary app. So if you look at the bottom, we've got home, give, groups, and events. And so give is self-explanatory. This is where you can do online giving. So it gives you this very simple number grid. You can just type in whatever monetary amount you want. And then it'll give you the option for the fund if you want to give to a specific fund. The general fund just supports the church in general. And then you can see a few other ones we have listed here. Frequency, you can make this a one-time payment or you can schedule the payment, which is really handy. And then finally you have the payment method. So here you can have your different cards or bank accounts listed, and those are on your account from other times that you have signed up for events or have given online. And so for me, I usually I switch to my bank account because the fees for that is less. And then you see here there's a little checkbox that lets you cover the processing fee, which is pretty nice. So once you do that, you do give, and it's done. Easy as that, which is super handy. Very easy to do. If you have any questions about that, you can visit calvary.com/give, where we have a little bit more information about that system and how that works. So the next area on the menu bar is the Groups tab. So here is where you will find information about your life group, which is what we are primarily using the group section for. You see here we also have D groups and other groups as options. Our church staff has been working on building out different types of groups, but right now the main feature of this is for your life groups. So here you can see my life group, and then within your life group you can see you have messages, events, resources, and members. I don't know if you all knew this, but yeah, you could send messages to your life group through the church app. This is nice if you don't want to have everyone's cell phone numbers in your phone or email addresses. If everyone in your group gets the church app and then you send a message through here, you see I did a little hello test message, then everyone in your group can communicate that way, which is nice. Events would be if your life group leader, if you guys do more social events, you can have a calendar in there if you want. Our group just has our weekly meetings scheduled there, and then resources has like the life groups page. If you wanted to click that, you could get the life group questions from there, or the life group leader resource page for the leaders. And then this is also where if you're not in a life group, you wouldn't see the My Groups section. Under Find a Group, you would see life groups selected, and you could click on that, and then you would have a list of all the available life groups, and you could just sign up right there, which is really easy and fast. Lastly, on the bottom bar, you can see we have events. And this tab is where we list all the events that are coming up that require registration. I say required because on calvary.com/events, we have a full list of events, including our weekly ministry gatherings. So on the church app, you're not going to see our youth gatherings listed or our Tuesday night church listed. What else? Our regeneration ministry. Those are all on calvary.com. Whereas here, we only have the events where we are asking people to sign up ahead of time for. And some events you can sign up for that don't require any registration fee, and some do. So the first one I'll show you is an event without a registration fee, and a great example is the Calvary Kids. So I check in my kids every Sunday. So I would click on the event, and it would tell me the dates, which these are the 2 service times, and then we got the details right there, which is great. And then you click register. So now it's going to ask me who. So since I've got my daughters in my household in Planning Center, I can select both of them. And then Eliana is 5, so she'll be in the 4 and 5-year-olds, and Georgia's 3. So we'll do the same service time. 3-year-olds. There we go. And do next. And now it's just asking you to confirm information. They don't have cell phones because they are children. So I'm just going to keep my information there. And Eliana's got me as her emergency contact. That's great. Then move over to Georgia. Georgia's going to be the exact same thing. And we just review. And then if everything looks good, you do complete registration. Boom. Perfect. So now my kids are signed up for Calvary Kids this Sunday, and then I would also receive, it says here, I'll receive a confirmation email with my details. So now, another example of an event is an event where you have to pay a fee, which one example would be our upcoming women's gathering. So I am not a woman, but I am just going to sign up for this to show you guys how to do it. So you can see the details for the event here. You can see box breakfast is $5. Yes, I definitely want that. So click register. And I'll select myself. And then under please select, and as we saw with the Calvary Kids, it was which age range the girls were, so that the team knows what classroom to put them in. This one's asking me if I want breakfast and if I'm paying with a card, if I want breakfast and I'm paying with cash, or if I want no breakfast. The reason we distinguish it like this is because this is helpful for our team afterwards, after all the registration is done, for when we're checking people in on site, to easily see who said they're going to pay with cash, who already paid with card, and who isn't going to get a breakfast at all, so that they can just check that everyone gets the meals that they asked for. So I'll do breakfast paying with cash. And you see here it says use code CASH at checkout. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we move forward. It's going to ask for my address, which a lot of this information may be pre-selected if your Planning Center account's already configured that way. I've got all my contact information. And then questions is going to ask you to choose your breakfast. So they've got the option of the quiche or the coconut chia seed pudding parfait. The quiche sounds nice to me. Do review. So you see here, it's telling me my balance is $5, but I selected the paying with cash. So I'm going to use code CASH at checkout. That's a discount code. So I'll go in here and I'll do cash. Boop. And that'll make it so I don't have to pay anything online, but then when I go to the event, the team will know I selected that and will ask me to give the $5 cash there at the event. So I'll do complete registration. And that's all she wrote. Now I'm signed up for the women's gathering. That is it for kind of our bottom row here and how you use the Church Center app. The last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before we leave is how you can actually manage your profile. As you see, Planning Center is really helpful when you've gone through the process of putting all your contact information inside your profile and making sure it's up to date. That way, when you are signing up for events, everything is already pre-filled out for you. So if you look here in the bottom, or not the bottom, the top right-hand corner of the screen, you can see my little profile image next to the bell icon. If you click your profile image, it'll bring up your account. So you can see on the account area here, you can go to my giving, my registrations, and my groups. That's going to give you a history of your giving transactions, of the past registrations you've done, and the different groups that you've joined. You can see my household here, which has my daughter Eliana and my daughter Georgia on it, which if that is selected, I can go into here and I can actually edit each of their profiles as well, which is really handy. This is all just preferences for like your different app phone. So I have dark mode, and then this lets you toggle the biometric, the fingerprint reader basically. But if there's information you want to change about your account, you can just select your name at the top here, and it'll give you, you can add your phone number, change your email, change your home address. You can add more information about yourself, when your birthday is, your grade, your school. That's helpful for students. And so I would encourage all of you to go into your account, make sure all your information is correct so that you are getting the confirmation emails and messages to the right account. That it's helpful for us as a church just to make sure we've got the most up-to-date information for all of you for when we want to just let you guys know what's going on at Calvary. So that's all I got for the Church Center app. Thank you guys for tuning in with that. I'm going to take a quick second to also show you how you can use the Church Center features on your web browser. Okay, so here I am on my desktop computer, and you can see I've gone to the website Calvary Monterey at churchcenter.com. And here it's going to take you to the same type of homepage that we had on the church app. And we've got the same kind of group tabs up here. So if you go to give, everything's going to look a little different because it's for a computer instead of an app, but it functions almost the same way. Groups, it's got the groups there. Events will list out all the events. Same thing that we saw on the app. And then login. So login is the same process as we did on the phone. So I'm going to put my cell phone number in. And it's going to send me a message. Put in the code. Oops. There we go. And select myself. Great. So you can go through the same process with all the tabs here as you did on the Church Center app. That way you can still get the benefits of the Church Center functionalities if you would rather do it on a computer than on your mobile phone. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video and just learn more about what our church is doing to just pop that up. That's all that I have for you guys today. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video and learn more about the Church Center and the Church Center app. If you have any questions or are still having a hard time maybe signing up for an event or doing something that you would like to do, please feel free to call us at our church office or email me, Bernard, at my email address that you can find on calvary.com. And thanks, church. Hope you guys are doing well, and we'll see you soon.